Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the coronavirus and your job search. Boy, like it or not, we live in very interesting times. They're in times of danger and uncertainty, but they're also the most creative of any time in the history of mankind. And everyone here will ultimately be judged or judge themselves on the effort he or she contributed to the building of a new world, society, and a new future, and the extent to which his or her ideals and goals have shaped that effort. You know, that quote was by Robert Kennedy. Yes, here we are in interesting times. Interesting times seem to happen a lot to mankind. This video will talk about what job seekers can expect to encounter, especially if you're either looking for a job or plan to look for a job after the quarantine is over. Also, we'll talk about what you can do in the interim while waiting for the economy to pick up, and what industries and companies are looking for people desperately right now. Hello and welcome. My name is Dawn Casey with over 20 years of leading human resource departments and the recruitment function. I now help people with their career challenges, changes, and of course questions. This is the Career Rescue Coach YouTube channel. What makes my channel a little different is that I've had many employees over the years that I have worked with and advised on these topics that I cover in my videos. And also, I've tried and done many of these things that I talk about with great success. So I want to pass that success on to you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe and push the bell. Let's get started into our topic. You know, as we all sit home waiting for the quarantine to end and the next stages of this epidemic saga to unfold, many people's job searches were either interrupted or were just getting started. Based upon where you are in your job search, here's what you can expect in the coming months. Number one, if you are searching for a job at the time of quarantine, well, you now know that jobs have been put on hold, especially for those employers that were non-essential businesses. In other words, the positions are frozen for this time. Employers hope to continue their efforts in recruitment once the quarantine is lifted, but be sure to touch base with them to see where they're at and what their plans are. Be aware that many employers have lost a lot of money during the quarantine, especially if they had to close down their operations. So it will take a little while for them to get back onto their feet. Many companies will survive, but those that struggle will have to lay off for a period of time until they can financially recover. Businesses will eventually pick up again, but it will most likely be towards the latter part of the year, probably fourth quarter. New business practices will become the new norm, such as video interviewing and telephone interviews versus in-person interviews. Number two, if you are searching for a job right now during this quarantine, as mentioned, hiring freezes are in place for those non-essential businesses. Employers will open up again, but they're unsure as to how this will all affect them, and they may stop hiring or absolutely slow down. And in some businesses may be in the unfortunate position to have to lay off. There are still employees hiring, but it's mainly for those jobs that are serving the public that are considered essential. If you're looking for a job, these types of jobs might be something to consider to tide you over until jobs open up again in your field and in your industry. Number three, if you will be searching for a job after the quarantine, it may be slow going as the quarantine is lifted. In fact, the quarantine may be extended first, and then gradually different types of businesses will be allowed to open. Jobs will appear again, but it will take about double the time for most companies to recover. As a result, job searches will be extended and will be slow, especially in very specialized areas and fields. And unfortunately, some jobs will disappear because some businesses just won't make it. Here are some things that we can do in the interim while waiting. Gain a new skill. You know, since people are at home, there's a lot of options available now online training. Many of them are free, many of them are under $20. Why not increase your skill set while at home? It will make you feel better about yourself and, of course, increase your confidence, not to mention adding a few skills to your tool belt. Update your resume and LinkedIn profile. Due to the uncertainty of the job market and which companies will survive, it's a good idea to update your resume and your LinkedIn profile. If you are employed, some companies may lay off, and this prepares you for the worst case scenario. If you are unemployed and will be looking for a job, this just improves your resume and profile while waiting for the quarantine to lift. Be productive at home. It's hard not to stress a little bit around these times and what's going on, I know. So make a list of things to get done around the house. Often people have a long list of things that they put off until they have time. Well, guess what? Now's the time. And this will make us feel better because we're feeling more productive and a lot happier, and it will reduce our stress. Exercise. Exercise also helps with stress. We all know this. It just makes us feel better in general. Create a new exercise program that you can start now and get going so it becomes a habit before you go back to work. And of course, most importantly, stay positive. Think about staying positive rather than being so fearful. Start your day with a motivational video each day. Read something positive. Start meditation. Bring more positivity into your life so that you feel better in general as we get through this epidemic. Here are some types of industries that are hiring right now and really desperate for help. Number one, shipping and delivering companies. As you can imagine, Amazon is going crazy. They're getting even more orders and they're struggling to keep up. They're hiring about 100,000 workers, mostly for the fulfillment and delivery areas, as you can imagine. And UPS, some of those hubs are hiring for drivers as well. Number two, online learning companies. Now that 30 million children are out of school, they're desperate for people to help with the online learning tools and helping the children through their curriculum. Number three, grocery stores and delivery services. As you can imagine, grocery stores are desperate. A lot of big chains are hiring. Number four, remote meeting and communication companies. They're going crazy. Zoom is hiring, Microsoft Teams is just an example. Here's some other companies that are hiring right now too, is Aldi, Amazon, BJ's, Wholesale Club, CVS Health, Dollar General, Dollar Time and Family Dollar, Domino's Pizza, H-E-B, Instacart, Kroger, Lowe's, Pizza Hut, Publix, 7-Eleven, Walgreens, and of course, always, Walmart. All right, so we have talked about what to expect if you were looking for a job, if you are looking for a job, or if you plan to look for a job, and kind of how that will progress. We also talked about the industries looking for people and the very specific companies that are desperate for your help. So perhaps working at some of these companies in the interim until we all get back to work might tide you over. So keep the faith. Don't stress. Try not to get caught up in the fear, and know that this too will pass. So be sure to subscribe to this channel and push the bell to get the latest and greatest videos. Also, be sure to check out the Career Rescue Coach Facebook page, as I write a lot of articles each week on this and so many different topics. And I answer questions for people as they progress through their job searches. And of course, please be sure to leave comments below. I'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are. And thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Dawn Casey as a Career Rescue Coach. Change your job, change your life. Thank you so much. Have a great week.